Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thanks for joining me. Have to get, well, you probably only need one guess as to what this absolutely silly sausage has got and done in here. And I think this is might be the second or the third one in a row that someone's done this. So I shouldn't be surprised. Yes, it's a cotton bud. My old good foe or friend, Buddy, has been in there. You can quite clearly see the imprint. She's really wedged it down there as well. Has this lady. Bit of an obstacle course getting into this here as well. She did have this, you might see as I'm coming out of the ear, she got quite a lot of piercings in and around her outer ear. Not just where you'd expect it on the earlobe. I think she had about 4 or 5. It does become a bit tricky sometimes, to be honest. I've asked her to, because she had one right there on the tragus, and obviously it moves backwards and forwards. Those are hairs on the outside of her head, by the way. If you're wondering what those long black things are, she also had. Did you see the piercing there? They can become a bit of a pain sometimes. If someone's got the short hair that's not necessarily tied back, but it just hangs down over the ear, as much as you can try to tuck it behind someone's ear, as the suction tube approaches, it attracts the hair to it. So often you can get a lot of the hairs on the head following you into the ear. They don't stay in there because they're still attached to your head. That's what those are there. If you're wondering what's those all about. Right, the title of this video, Magician's Sleeve. Anyway, it's pretty straightforward actually why I've called it that. It's hard thinking of things when you've done 400 odd videos to something original that you haven't called a video before. I don't think I've called one this before though. And yeah, the Magician's Sleeve, the old trick, and I've said this on a few videos before. It's like there's more in there than you think because it's all squashed together as they're pulling the handkerchiefs out of the sleeve. And that's what happened with this. When she's pushed the cotton bud in there, it's compressed all this down, and as I pull it apart, it unravels like a concertina, accordion, if you will. And so, that's why I called it a magician sleeve, because there's more in there than you think there is, due to it unraveling out and being squashed into a short space. Not to be confused with a wizard sleeve. I did actually call this video before I narrated it. I thought, it's just like a wizard sleeve. Then I forgot, hang on a minute. That's not the saying. Because you might have to go and Google this. Maybe if you're under 18, don't Google this. But a wizard sleeve, certainly around here, means something very, very different. Anyway, have fun if you decided to search that up, and my apologies, it was your own fault if you did look it up and you were just too curious. Here's her other ear. Now, she hadn't poked anything in this because she didn't feel it was blocked, but that's not to say that there wasn't anything in there. As you can see, she's got this quite hard crusty piece that's just covering the base of her ear canal, and it was a bit troublesome this, because you can just see underneath, can't you, that there's a very thin layer of skin that's still attached to the ear canal, which is anchoring this down, anchoring this plug down. So what I'm trying to do is lift it up so I can get the suction tube on a flatter surface, so I can get that out. Clearly decided that's not going to work. So I've used the crocodile forceps. Seems to make more sense when you've lifted something up like that. Somebody once did say to me, maybe I'll put some of the music in, when they see the crocodile forceps coming in, they get the Jaws theme in the head. So yeah, I've only just thought of that now while I'm narrating it, so I'm totally gonna put that sound effect in. There it is. There it isn't, by the way. I've not put it in yet. But I'm picturing that's where I'm going to put it after I've narrated this. Maybe I'll start doing that every time I get the forceps out. And you'll never be able to watch that film again without thinking of me pulling something out with the ears. Sorry about that if I've just ruined Jaws for you. That's why Jaws, by the way, the jaws of the forceps, in case you're wondering. Now what have I done here? It's been a while since I've done this one. Yeah, I clearly put some oil in because there's that layer of skin at the base of the ear canal. And I think yeah, I do remember it now, yeah. Yeah, it went quite a long way down, but it was, and it was just, the tail of it was just sticking up, but it was very dry. So I put some oil in there, but yeah, it does make it a little bit blurry. But it makes something like this so much easier to get out. You can see all that oil glistening as it seeps down underneath that skin. And then I don't want to peel it all the way down to the eardrum, that's not necessary. And out that comes. Lovely. Now this one was I do remember this because it was about half an hour ago that I recorded this in clinic. Lovely gentleman, hearing aid user, and that's why his is squashed in a little bit because he wears hearing aids. So it's quite deep down. Dad joke of the day. No, I think I forgot to get my book out last time, but I've got one now. Now, those of you who say some of my jokes are sometimes too smutty, I've got something just for you. It's not going where you think it's going. So if you think it's going somewhere smutty, it's your mind and not what the actual joke is about. So I'll let you make up your own mind where you think this joke is going. An 85-year-old man went to his doctor's office to get a sperm count. I don't know why an 85-year-old man would go to get a sperm count, but hey ho, that's what this book says in the joke. The doctor gave the man a jar and said, "Take this jar home and bring back a semen sample tomorrow." The next day, the 85-year-old man reappeared at the doctor's office and gave him the jar, which was as clean and empty as it was on the previous day. The doctor asked what happened, and the man explained, "Well, doc, it's like this. First, I tried with my right hand, but nothing. Then I tried with my left hand, and still nothing. Then I asked my wife for help. She tried with her right hand, and then her left, still nothing. She tried with her mouth, first with her teeth in, and then with her teeth out, and still nothing. We even called up Arlene, the lady next door, and she tried too. First with both hands, then an armpit, and she even tried squeezing it between her knees, but still nothing." The doctor was shocked. "You asked your neighbour?" The old man replied, "Yeah, and no matter what we tried, we still couldn't get the jar open." Told you, not going where you think it's going. Hang on, let's have a... There we go. Right, where are we with this? Not far from the end. So yeah, as you can see, this chap who wears hearing aids are pretty full. I'd not seen him before, and I think he said he'd had it done 12 months ago. So I suggested maybe need to come a little bit sooner than 12 months. A lot of people ask me how often should I get this done, and that varies from person to person. Some people can build this up in 6 months, some people it might take 5 years. It really varies, so unless I see somebody the second time, I can never answer that question. But generally, most people who wear hearing aids, it's certainly worth a look at every 12 to 18 months, there or thereabouts. So I've just managed to get that loosened from the top, and out this one pops. There we go, another wax baby safely delivered. Mugs are available, by the way. I've never showed these because it's been a while since I've sold any. Time for a cuppa because another wax baby safely delivered. And there's my ugly mug on this mug. If anyone fancies one of those, there is a link to the shop down below. So feel free to get yours there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da.